What's going on? My name is Antoine Tillman. This show is about highlighting and promoting entrepreneurs, career professionals, and small businesses whose stories can be inspiring, entertaining, and informative. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. You're watching Let's Do Lunch.
Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch.
What's going on? Welcome to the second season of Let's Do Lunch. And this is the first episode, so it's only right that we have a DC legend in the house right now. And if you all don't recognize who I'm talking about, this is the most respected. And it's funny that I say that. You're well respected, but you're an extremely humble man as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God. His story is unbelievable. His life has been unbelievable. If you don't know who I'm talking about, or you don't recognize this gentleman to the right of me, this is none other than CurtBone Chambers. What's up, Jen?
Good to be here. Glad to have you, man.
Man, I've been trying to get you on here. I know you're a busy man.
That introduction right there, I don't know who better lead up to that though, but I'm here.
I'm so thankful, man. I am. It's a lot I want to actually dive into and unpack. But first, we have to talk with the chef for the day. My lovely wife is the chef for the day. What's up, love? Let me ask you, what's on the menu for today?
What's on the menu today is a stuffed lobster tail, along with a zucchini and squash spaghetti.
Oh, sounds delicious. What you
Yes.
think?
If I wouldn't have seen her doing it, I would have thought y'all catered it. But she's doing it.
I mean, I helped out too.
I ain't see your part.
That's what's up.
He
That's what's
transferred
up.
the funds. He transferred the funds.
So let's dive right into it. I'm gonna be honest. I had a list of questions that I was just gonna run down, but my wife told me don't ask no typical type questions. So I'm gonna start off by just telling you, you was one of my inspirations
Oh, man, appreciate it.
coming up to actually do big parties and throw extravagant parties. I didn't quite reach that plateau, but I tried.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember, but this was probably early 2000s. I started off doing parties with go-go bands, and I started off with Backyard actually. Coop, Big G, what's up, salute. Y'all remember them Coolidge days? I started off with Backyard up at Coolidge. So I gave my brother a call. I said, hey, look man, I'm trying to do them big parties, them extravagant parties. You know, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna put you in touch with CurtBone. I said, for real? I was excited. Okay, yeah, I'm a young buck. This was like early 2000. So I called you, and I was talking to you like I was on your level. I said, hey, we should link up, you know, and do some parties or whatever. You pretty much told me in a nice, humbling, nice way, young man, you're not ready. You're not ready to do what I'm doing. So that actually, you know, caught me off guard because I was like, well, what type of parties is this dude really doing? And what are you putting into your parties to make it like so extravagant? So I really want you to actually let the viewers know how you got started doing events, and also what was the mechanics that went into actually promoting your events.
Well, mostly, I got started doing events when I was incarcerated, and I used to call home a lot. I used to hear about, you know, people throwing parties. There was a gentleman, rest in peace, Squarzy, he was throwing parties at the time from uptown.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
everybody was going there, good guy, gentleman, everything. And they was like, we're going to Squarzy party, and I was like, okay. I said, damn, everybody going to that joint. And I was like, you know, he's like, yeah. So I said, when I get home, I'm gonna look into them joints, you know, check them out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Though I was fairly popular before I left, you know what I'm saying, living a whole lot of a life at that time.
Right.
So when I came home, I said, man, I'm gonna jump out there and see what I can do. And then when I came home, a guy seen me, and he was like, "I want to throw your coming home party." And I said, "I'm gonna throw my own party, but right now I'm in the halfway house." I said, "But he said, "Were you willing to invest in the party?" I said, "Yeah." He threw a party out joined a land over called Gold Room or something.
Okay.
So he said, I said, "How much it cost to invest?" He said, "Give me like $1,500, and when this party over, I'll give you about $2,500." I said, "Cool." And I gave him the money, and I was in the halfway house, and that particular time came up, people came and said, he promoted in the flyer as if it was my coming home party.
Right.
Even though I told him I wasn't doing that. And when I got a pass to go there and I seen the response from the crowd, I already knew then. I said, "Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it." You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You brought up your incarceration, and we definitely going to actually speak on that and dive deep into that. The reason why you was incarcerated, and but right now, I really want to touch back on, like, when you actually sort of respond to the crowd. How many people was there for you?
At his party, or the one I went to, his party or my party?
The one you went to.
When I went to his shoot, the joint hold like probably about 400 or 500. They had that in and had about the same much trying to get it inside.
So about 1,000 people actually trying to just show you love.
Yeah.
That's what's up, and that actually prompts you to doing your own.
And it confirmed that I had the right idea to do my own, so just made me speed the process up.
And you was motivated off that.
Yeah, I was definitely motivated for that.
Okay, so let's talk about your own parties. The first party you threw, do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about the first party you threw. How many people actually came out to that party, and what party was it, and what type of entertainment?
I'm actually threw my first party at St. Benedict's Church off of the 21st, off Bennett Road.
I used to go to St. Benedict.
Oh yeah.
At a church?
Yeah, they got a nice ballroom.
There's a big ballroom downstairs in the basement. Yes. Yep.
Oh, so the churches take all types of money.
Well, the church, and then there's the ballroom in the back, because it was connected to where they used to have the preschool kids, and we used to walk up there every day to eat lunch. So it was a huge ballroom right in the basement. Technically, it was connected to the back of the church.
Really?
So it was a multi-purpose room for the most part. Yep, that was connected to the back of the church.
And how many people actually showed out for that event?
We packed that. They probably hold like about 5 comfortably with 4 and some change with the round table. And we had like about 4 or 5 outside, couldn't get in.
Wow. And the reason why I just wanted to actually talk about this is because you wasn't just doing regular parties. And you was doing parties that, one, like you just said, brought out a lot of people. But 2, you had to actually dress accordingly. And if you didn't actually dress accordingly, then what?
I'm gonna try to brush your head back to the white meat.
And what he mean by that is pretty much, he charged a nice hefty fee. So if you came in tennis shoes or jeans or anything and still wanted to get in, how much did you used to charge for?
They don't sell much now, but at that time like 100, 125. That was like 93.
Goodness gracious.
94, 150.
Woo! Just because they wasn't dressed accordingly.
Yeah, but I also know the mentality from DC side. I know people want to make that statement just to put the separation on themselves. So
Right.
I kind of like threw it out there for a little bit of bait. So
Wow. Yeah. And also, with that being said, let's go back real quick because you touched on you was incarcerated. So let me ask you this question. April 15th, 1989. How was that day pivotal and life-changing to you?
it was good. It was I guess a gift and a curse. The gift was it probably saved my life. You know what I'm saying? The curse was it took me off the street from my family. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was one of the most dramatic days of my life. But it also I think one of the most important days of my life also though.
Wow, interesting. And for the viewers, for those that you all don't know, I would like for you to actually let them know why that date was so important. Where were you and what happened?
I was on 21st and off of 21st and Bennett Road, Langston Terrace, off Northeast. I was coming from the Black Hole.
Black Hole.
Yeah, I pretty much knew that the police was gonna probably come and get me that night or the next day because a couple people that was on my case already got picked up.
Right.
Had a few calls that kept calling my phone. I wouldn't answer, and I called them back an hour or two later. They were sheriff officers and stuff like that, police,
Wow.
It's nice. So we pretty much, after the go-go, I stood out there, told my buddy, I'm going to stay out here, I'm going to wait and see if they come, because I ain't want to come home and kick on my door. So we waited out there. They came and got me about 4 in the morning, jumped out, took me off, and they locked me out for conspiracy with the Rayful Evans case.
Rayful Evans. Okay. So pretty much they locked you up for conspiracy. You was Rayful Evans' co-defendant, right?
Yeah, one of many.
One of many. One of many. Let me ask you. How you end up meeting Rayful?
And I was going to Spingarn. We got into a big fight with some guys from New Orleans, where he's from, Orleans place, and
Right.
some Trinidad guys. And we kind of, we got the better situation, and they went back and told me. We ended up meeting sometime down the line, and we ended up getting a little bond.
So y'all was ready to fight. Y'all was ready to get into it.
Yeah, we got into it with some of his other guys that grew up with him.
And ever since then, y'all just been rocking.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
we got together.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. You know, I heard a funny story, right? I was told that you was real nice with your hands back in the day.
Yeah, fairly well.
Yeah. And Rayful used to bet on you like 5,000 to 10,000 to fight certain people, right?
Yeah, well, that's not actually true. You should say that, but it ain't never actually happened. But he's always, talk trash when we go different little places, have little competitive rides with other neighborhoods. He'll be like, man, I got my money in my man, but it ain't never come to fruition.
Because I heard about one particular time, and let me know if this is true.
Okay.
When this particular gentleman was coming home from jail, and he set it up for you to fight.
Oh yeah, nah. We was in one of them houses, and a guy come home from the penitentiary, old big dude or whatever. We come from Eaton down Market Inn.
Yeah.
And he was coming home to see one of his uncles or something. So when we came in there, Rayful in the playful mood, the guy dressed up with his returning clothes, with his decks on, just came up with the airlift or whatever. And Ray was just messing with him, saying, man, goddamn, big boy, like he gonna, tear the house up or whatever. So his uncle told him, man, stop playing. He don't play like that, man.
Right.
He fucking niggas up, basically. He talk, he cuss him.
Go ahead,
Okay,
do
I'm
you.
sorry.
Go ahead, do you.
Yeah, he was like, man, he do this and do that. So Ray was like, well, like he needs some money. I said, if he needs some money, he want to get him a couple $1,000 so he can whoop my man.
How was you feeling at that moment when he said that?
Man, ready to choke Ray. We just came from Market Inn and full. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no shape bigger than I am now. And this dude cut up like a bag of drugs or something. And
He just put you on the spot.
Just put me right on the spot, right?
And you was nervous.
So, yeah, I was more mad at him. I wasn't really nervous. You got to get in tense mode. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
don't know what this joker gonna jump out and say or do.
Right.
And so the dude, Ray from Uncle said, man, stop playing like that, man. He don't play like that. So Ray said, I'm not playing. Ray took out some money and threw it on the floor. A wad of money on the floor. So the dude finally spoke. And so Ray Uncle said, he serious? Ray said, yeah, I'm serious. You ain't got to ask him. And they looked at me. So I went in my pocket and threw my money. I said, I'm going to add my money on top of that.
Yeah.
And I think that might have shook him.
Yeah, that got to him, because you was confident.
Yeah, he said, man, y'all, man, I ain't got time to play with y'all stupid motherfuckers, man. I ain't got time with y'all stupid motherfuckers. And played it off, right? We ended up laughing. I went outside, I cussed Ray. I said, man, stop playing like that, man. Don't jump down there. You don't know somebody or not like that, man.
Wow. Wow. Funny story. Funny story. Okay. So we're going to actually go forward a little bit from you being incarcerated to actually you coming out. Well, let me back up real quick. When you was incarcerated, what was you doing with your time?
I actually ended up getting my GED. Crazy as it may sound, I stopped going to school in 12th grade over Spingarn, so I went and got a GED. They sent me all the way to Louisiana, Oakdale, Louisiana,
Right.
which I thought was a crime, but ended up another thing being the best thing for me because it got me away from. I worked with a bunch of homies, you know what I'm saying, getting into a lot of stuff. Got a chance to meet a lot of guys from Tennessee, New Orleans.
Right.
That part of Texas, so I got a chance to see how they think in other parts of the country. So so I just took the GED, got in shape, you know what I'm saying, lost probably about 150 pounds,
Wow.
and just learned myself, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
it just plotting and planning for my return.
Gotcha. And that return is what we're going to talk about in the next segment, but right now we got to pay bills. We're going to actually shoot the commercial, and we'll be back
In
with
the
you.
book, Transforming Triggers into Triumphs, you'll join the author on her personal journey. showing you that there is light at the end of that dark tunnel, and you do not have to be stuck where you are today, replaying the past. Through personal stories and experiences, you'll learn how she was able to overcome her traumatic experiences and use them to fuel her personal and professional goals. Step onto the road of healing to find peace, self-love, self-awareness, and a growth mindset with a copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today.
Hi, this is Coach Nicole. Purchase your copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today at Amazon.com in paperback and ebook, or at BarnesandNoble.com in hardback. Thank you so much for your support.
What up, what up?
What's up, Jared?
What's up, man? How you?
Man, I'm just sitting here watching TV, man.
Oh, yeah, you coming to the Serious Company show tonight?
Y'all performing tonight?
Absolutely, man. We'll do our thing.
Oh, I'm definitely stepping in. I was trying to actually catch this show, Housewives of Potomac.
Housewives of Potomac? Yeah, that's my fan. Candace.
Yeah.
The whole crew. Yeah, she got an album coming out.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But all that, listen, we have a Serious Company tonight at the club. We're going to sip on some good spirits. What you going to do?
My man, I'm coming through. What type of spirits we got?
We got Elder Creole Tequila. We got Driftless Glen Bourbon. We got all kind of things over at Legacy, man.
Then let's get this before we go.
Let's do it.
I hope you don't mind if I get ratchet. Go out of my mind, completely batshit. My mama taught me it ain't flaunting if you have it. Please believe, best believe I'm a bad bitch.
Welcome back. So, we touched on your incarceration, the reason to your incarceration. And we also touched on when you came home, the reason why you started throwing parties. What I want to touch on now is the reason why you started one of the most popular brands of clothing in DC, which is All Days. What's the reason behind the name All Days?
Well, I got two definitions. When I'm talking to corporate America, I tell them that it's the beginning and end of all fashion. That's why I ended with a Z, start with A, ended with a Z.
Okay.
You can wear it for all day, any occasions. But the real definition came out again when I was in the streets. I started saying that I'm gonna be out here all day, 24/7 grinding. So I said, like, name my clothing line. I just named that. That was one of my favorite terms. So I named it after that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So now I want to get into the thick of things as far as when you was incarcerated. Did you do any background on starting a clothing company?
No, I didn't do the background. You know, from us being from DC, that's just fashion has come second nature. You know what I'm saying? So I always had an eye for just wanting to be into the clothes business or whatever. We from man has helped inspire that too, seeing what they was doing years before me. So when I came home, you know, I was always kind of like a big guy. So big guys like in my flair, so it's always acting different, you know, different things where I get different stuff from. So I just said, I'm start a clothing line, and I cater more to big guys just getting the game. So I did
Really?
that.
The way you say it make it sound so easy.
Yeah.
So for the viewers out there that's actually trying to get into the clothing business, can you actually let them know, okay, what did you have to do first? And then what was your next step? Because you have some people that's just going out there and buying t-shirts and actually putting their logo on t-shirts. But I'm sure as far as, because you had 2 stores that was in Washington, D.C. at one time, am I correct?
Yeah, 3.
You had 3 stores. Okay, so you can let the viewers know, what did you do first to establish yourself as one of the popular clothing brands in D.C.?
Well, my situation was kind of unique because I already had a little bit of popularity coming to the clothing game from the parties and also from, you know, the street reputation. So I had kind of like a little advance of the average person that was doing the parties. You know, I just had I had a core fan base that already believed in my parties and the level I do things on. So I kind of had a little bit of advance from that point, right? But other than that, you know, we all kind of started off. Every program you see getting blank T-shirts and putting the name on there. How you can put it, whether it be a Broadway silk screen or whatever. So it's multiple ways. I think it's more of a vantage point now for an entrepreneur now because they got social media, so they open to the whole world. When we was all arm wrestling for the DMV.
That's true. That's true. Now, when you actually started your clothing line, was you actually manufacturing your clothing, or was you actually going out there buying certain articles of clothing and putting your logo on it? How was you actually doing yours?
Combination, but the first thing I did was order some blank tees from a wholesale company. Then I got silk screen with my logos on there in multiple colors. So that was the first thing I did. And after that, as you start blending, people start saying, man, you got some sweats, you got some hats, you got some, whatever other parts of the outfit. And at that time, we didn't have no manufacturing, so we'll go to Marshalls, go to New York to different little boutiques, and you get blanks, and then you just put your logo on there, and you start adding different things to your to your brand, so you can figure out some manufacturing.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk about the manufacturing. Like, as far as, did you have anyone or any particular company you was working with that actually designed your sweatsuits? Like, as far as the piping, as far as certain colors?
Yeah,
you did it all yourself?
I designed it all myself. Like, I was watching other clothes line, looking on TV at different looks, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
GQ books, and then go in the store. So I just, steal here, steal there, and put my own little mix together.
Okay. So, viewers, I want you all to understand. This gentleman right here, he's pretty much telling you that he started his from scratch. Started from scratch, from the bottom up. Oh, you know one thing? Mrs. Actually had something to really ask you, because she has beef with you and your clothing line. Look, what was your problem with the clothing line and some of the other clothing lines in DC?
They never make long enough pants for us tall females.
And why is that?
And I'll be clear, my inseam is 36 inches. Right. So most stop at 32. So every time I try to get, give me a little flash and try to get a little local bling on, I got on hot water.
Yeah, we wasn't really making a lot of female items back then. We was more catered to the men. And with men, when they taller, they'll just go up a size or two. Which women, they don't want that cut, that look. They want to have their size and their proper length. So we was still young in the game.
No,
we got a little better. So we got a little better, wifey.
I greatly appreciate it. I just want my feelings to be hurt.
You wasn't even in the camera shot when you were saying it, but okay.
It doesn't matter. You can hear me.
My God. When we get together and work, man, this is how it turns out. So let me ask you, what's the future for All Days?
Really, right now, I'm just trying to rebrand it to the new generation.
Okay.
My son, 19, trying to get him more motivated, to try to push it and take it to where we can go from there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want the name to die. You know what I'm saying? It's like my fifth child. I got four, biological. It's like my fifth child. So I just want to keep it going and give him something to carry a legacy on, and teach him entrepreneurship, and give him a chance to cheat and have some more time with him.
I understand that and respect that completely. And I'm glad you said something about teaching, because when we come back from this next break, we're going to get into, I would say, your activism. Is that the proper word? Or your mentorship in the community? Because I heard you're doing a lot of mentorship, which I actually know. When you're going to schools, you're helping these youngins out. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about that.
Definitely.
All right? We'll be right back after this
Book,
break.
Transforming Triggers into Triumphs. You'll join the author on her personal journey, showing you that there is light at the end of that dark tunnel, and you do not have to be stuck where you are today, replaying the past. Through personal stories and experiences, you'll learn how she was able to overcome her traumatic experiences and use them to fuel her personal and professional goals. Step onto the road of healing to find peace, self-love, self-awareness, and a growth mindset with a copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today.
Hi, this is Coach Nicole. Purchase your copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today at Amazon.com in paperback and ebook, or at BarnesandNoble.com in hardback. Thank you so much for your support.
What up? What up?
What's up, Jared?
What's up, man? How you?
Man, I'm just sitting here watching TV, man.
Oh yeah, you coming to the Serious Company show tonight?
Y'all performing tonight?
Absolutely, man. What do you out there?
Oh, I'm definitely stepping in. I was trying to actually catch this show, Housewives of Potomac.
Housewives of Potomac? Yeah, that's my fan. Candace.
Yeah.
The whole crew. Yeah, she got an album coming out. You know
Oh,
what I mean? But all that, listen, we have a Serious Company tonight at the club. We're gonna sip on some good spirits. What you gonna do?
my man, I'm coming through. What type of spirits we got?
We got Elder Creole Tequila. We got Driftless Glen Bourbon. We got all kind of things over at Legacy.
And let's get
Yeah,
this
yeah.
before we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope you don't mind if I get ratchet. Go out of my mind, completely batshit. My mama taught me it ain't frontin' if you have it. Please believe, best believe I'm a bad bitch.
Getting it real fast around.
And we back. Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Food smells good, and I think we ready to eat. What about you? You ready?
I'm
You got
ready.
appetite?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's
Ready.
what's up. Okay, love, what you got going on?
All right, as I stated earlier, it is a stuffed lobster tail with a cream butter sauce along with a zucchini pasta melody.
This looks delicious,
Yeah, it's
actually.
good.
I really don't know how to. I really don't want to touch it. I mean, the plating's nice.
I know, it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty.
It make me want to more touch it.
That's right.
Feel free to dig in, man. I mean, you know, we can
I'm
ready.
live, so I can't get it where I want to get it. I'm trying to be cute.
Nah, this is the segment right here where we actually dive in and ask everything.
Right, because I have a question that I would like to ask. Oh, hey, you pray over it. That means it's good food when you pray before. It's jacked up when you pray later.
Go ahead, ask your question,
All
baby.
right, so here's my question, because I am always interested in the human aspect of people.
Okay.
So, what is a who is Curtis Chambers in comparison to who is CurtBone?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Well, Curtis Chambers is gifted and talented in school. When I was in school, family guy. You know what I'm saying? CurtBone is kind of like my alter ego. When that was like when I'm outside the house in the streets and all that. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny that I'm just getting back to CurtBone because I tried to run from him when I first came from jail. I was like, I wanted to meet Curtis Chambers because they got a perception of CurtBone, but I learned that Curtis Chambers don't know make me no money, so I had to give out to CurtBone.
Yeah, get back to CurtBone.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you try to run from CurtBone?
Because you be concerned about the perception of people think about you, especially when you're trying to go on doors you wasn't never in before. Because people when you do something at a certain level, they try to make you a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to see other ranges. But again, when I came as Curtis Chambers, I was just another dude in line. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go back to
Do you think you're a one-trick pony?
No, I know I'm not. But the community or the people to be, if they put that in their mind, they'll be an opportunity to show them nothing else.
So why would you be concerned about them? Because the reason why I asked you that question is that's something you tell the youth that you actually mentor. Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I tell them I went through a point when I was trying to sell myself as Curtis Chambers because I ain't want them to think that drugs come along with it or violence come along with it, whatever come along with that stigma. But you know what I'm saying, I had to come to who I am though.
Okay, so from that aspect of your viewpoint of it, so it sounds like you embrace CurtBone as a part of Curtis Chambers.
Yes.
Right, so CurtBone became the brand, am I correct?
Exactly.
Right, so how did you embrace the brand itself? Here's where I am, here's what it is, and here's what I'm going to make from it.
Right, yeah, because I was kind of like, I embraced it by saying, take it as it is, and you're going to deal with it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when I go back, when I was Curtis Chambers in school, even when I was in my CurtBone moments, like I ran friends off, or people didn't want to invite you to parties, different little things. So I kind of grew with that in my stigma, saying, I don't want to be that person or look at like that person. So now it's like, once I realized CurtBone opened every door I did that was any success to it, I said that's what they're going to do with that. It's sort of like Don King when he say Don King live only in America.
Only in America.
You know what I'm saying?
So CurtBone is the one that opens doors for you now. Is the one that actually I would say that makes you money.
Right. He opened doors for me the whole time, for real. But I was just like kind of like just trying to shake it for whatever reason. But
it was a door that you wanted to shut. You wanted to head into a different direction until you learned that past is made who you are and where you are today.
Yeah, because I always wanted to be likable. I was always a natural leader. And like I say, I was in like gifted talent in the school album after lunchtime at 3 o'clock. I'm with all the aggressive kids. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of trying to live on both sides. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like again, like the CurtBone joints, like right now, if I go somewhere right now and I go in the place. It'll be like, if I introduce myself as Curtis Chambers, it'll be like, okay, I'm just a dude that's a thick dude, a big dude, or whatever, sitting in the corner, you know, Then when you give him that, then it'll be like, I get more preference or more treatment of what I'm trying to do. So, you know,
all right.
You know,
so I know you're working with different nonprofits, and you also have a nonprofit of your own. So, and when it comes to mentoring people and children, you have to become an inspiration yourself.
Right, exactly.
Right, but to be an inspiration, you must also be inspired.
Yeah.
So, in lifetime, it's a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Your past, your present, and your future.
Exactly.
Who are those who inspired you, like in your past? Who was your inspiration in the past to bring you to where you are? Who's your inspiration now to where you are currently? And then who would you want to be an inspiration, or your goal of inspiration is moving forward to inspire the youth? Okay.
The first part of your question, my two people you'll hear me speak about a lot is my grandmother and my stepfather.
Yeah.
So those are the two main people that was my inspiration coming up.
I had some of those.
Oh yeah.
Grandmothers and stepfathers.
Yeah.
I think we all have.
So that was my two inspirations coming up. As I was getting into as far as the mentorship, like again, I say I was a natural leader, more so because of my grandmother, my stepfather, and also my elementary coach, Mr. Burrell, who ended up coaching high school and elementary spin on. He was who I was aspiring to be because I like how he moved people and motivate his strategies. He got the best out of it. If you can score 50, he made you feel like you're the best player offense. Or if you set the best pick or get rebounds, he made them feel just as important to the team. So I kind of took his concept and sprinkled on everything, all my life experiences and stuff like that. And it's someone I aspire for as a future person to get to. I'm having a brain freeze name that you might know is a real name. Avon, the Godfather, the Black Godfather.
Yeah.
Oh,
Avon, not Boss. I was going to say Boss.
Oh my goodness.
Eric Avon.
His wife.
Avon. Yeah. Clarence Avon.
Right.
Oh, that's a hell of a pick. I actually like that. Yes, because Clarence Avon,
very influential.
Very influential, but behind the scenes as well. It's not. He wasn't the person that was in the front. But he weaved things in the back and has inspired a lot of people.
Right. So that's the reason why they called him the Godfather, the Black Godfather, because he was influential and at the same time he pulled strings in the background.
All right.
And as a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that because looking at you and looking at your life, honestly,
it's a correlation.
Yeah.
And it was hard to explain a lot of that to people. When I say that, it kind of jumped. Now I can use that as a reference point. When people look and they can say what you said. Yeah, you kind of. Whether it was mediating beefs, putting people into the clothing game, putting people into the fashion, the parties, different things that always kind of did that from behind the scenes.
I'm glad you actually spoken on that mediating beefs, and I'm glad you brought up mentorship because one thing I want to get into right now is what you're currently doing and what you've been doing actually. As far as mentorship, let the viewers know exactly. What are you doing as far as mentorship? How are you mentoring? And how are you also working with the city to actually, I would say, intervene in beefs and everything like that?
Well, right now, I'm not working with the city for intervening beef. I work with a nonprofit company called ERCPCP.
Okay.
A lot of words to get out, but that's the acronyms. They have a Southeast First Street, Southwest, Southeast First Street, and they have a contract with DRS. To deal with the troubled youth, and what they hired some people, some men and women, which is me, one of the men. We call credible messengers, and we go into the facilities. It's New Beginnings now, but nowadays it's called Oak Hill and Cedar North. So you go in and we got some youth inside the facilities that we mentor. We actually go into their units, try to tap into them because they was let me get a little bit of the credible messengers. Credible messengers are people that have similar backgrounds to the people we're serving. So we're going in and help them, figure out things. And we got some youth in the community. We go help them figure it out. As far as with the community stuff, I always do stuff with like Beacon House, Rosedale, my community youngers. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a natural that's coming as far as mentoring the street, whether that be mentoring to do out of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Mentoring somebody in entrepreneurship. Right. Sometimes even in relationships.
Wow. Okay. You had something else you wanted to ask?
Well, yeah, most definitely. Because again, I love the human aspect of people. So, what is one of the biggest misconceptions about yourself that you wish you could debunk? Just something out there that you know. Hey, I want to set the record straight. What's that one thing? That one thing you can set straight that's about you that you want us all to know.
Man, that's a good question.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know that don't look at me first as just a street guy. You know what I'm saying? Look at me more of a family guy, community guy, father. You know what I'm saying? So I rather that because when people first see me, their first aspect of me is that I'm a street guy. And when I come into a room, they figuring that whatever perception they got of a street guy, they feel like that's coming in, or they feel like I'm trying to take the room over. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, just embrace me the way you embrace your uncle or your neighbor. Don't judge before you meet me. And then when people do meet you, like I've met a lot of people that I'm, like I said, I know so many people from parties and just being around that I be having a lot of people inside people's circle that I'm close with, they don't even know I'm close with. So I be hearing some of the things that people, my opinion of, but then when I meet them, then you have to peel them off you when they finally meet you. I'm like, damn, you just jumping off your perception of what you thought. So just don't judge me till you meet me. And you make your judgment to that.
That's what's up. I'm going to be honest, we're going to wrap it up shortly. But I do have one question to ask you.
I got one question too, because you have not.
Oh, yeah.
You have to taste that.
You had a good question. I had to think.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is very delicious, babe. Very delicious.
Oh, I know.
You're very cocky, too.
I am very cocky. This is how I track them. I've been cooking for years. That's how you track them.
Yeah.
Hey, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
This is what the show is about. Come on here, talk about business, talk about a little bit of everything to inspire people, motivate people, and also get a good meal.
Yeah. Yes, because that does lead me to another question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right. So, if you can dictate the narrative of your legacy, what is one thing you would want to share? Something that you would want people to say 10 years after you departed the glory. If you can dictate your legacy, that narrative of your legacy, what would you want people to know about you?
Well, it's simple. It's a simple one. I want everyone on my tombstone that I was a gentleman first. Anything after that, you made me.
That's pretty powerful right there.
Right, I might have to say that tonight. I was a lady first, and this is what you do. Yes.
So, I'm going to be honest with you. It leads me to saying this because right now I'm looking at the client of
it's really good, though. Right.
It is delicious. Right now I'm looking at what's going on right now in our city right now. And it seems like drug use is on the rise. Killings on the rise. Like, it's starting to look like the late 80s and early 90s again. But the worst thing about it is it looks more younger people. Younger people. And that's the sad thing about it. Because it's like what the pandemic actually showed me, especially when the kids was out of school, that they didn't have anything else to do but do drugs, drink, and all this other type of stuff, and actually beef with one another. So if we can take this moment right here, with you being the person you are and having such influence on the youth in our city, what would you actually tell the youth?
Man, just day by day, man. And some of the stuff they facing that we face is totally different. The mental health illness is way more broad than it was when we came up. It was always in our community, but it's way more broader now. Like I tell people that my personal friends and people that ask me about the work I do, I said, they be like, man, why they don't do this and why they do it? And I said, unless you up any close on it, you won't have no idea because you won't compare it on what your experience was. But dance is totally different, man. when I say no food in the refrigerator, I'm not talking about cheese, bread, penny with nothing in the refrigerator, right? Right. We came up mostly one household parent. Sometimes they don't have no parent in there, right? Right. So it's almost like you don't prove stuff they doing. I'm like when you go in there and see them up close, sometimes I say to myself, damn, I see why you robbing. You know what I'm saying? Not to make it correct.
No, I understand totally what you're saying.
The right thing, right? So I would tell people, man, just try to give these youngsters a chance. They fighting a battle that was put on them that they had no time to prepare for, even us. You know what I'm saying? For example, you go into a kid's house, he got that description I just told you. Mm-hmm. He playing on a TV game. The TV game is robbing on the game. Right?
That's true.
Everybody hang with is robbing, and then he don't got no food in his house. You know what I'm saying? What you think he gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good point.
All the music he listens to, they robbing on the music, right? Right. So, then the people that's our age and, the adults, they so intimidated the kids or the youngers, they don't even really give them a chance to learn them. They just want to stay away from them. And then you just compound the problem because they already reflect nobody don't love them anyway. So it's a deep joint.
No, it's very deep. Mm-hmm. It's very deep. And to get ready to close us out, and we can ready to get to the back to this meal. Very delicious, once again, babe. Mm-hmm. Now, let's go ahead and let them know what you're currently working on and what you have to come. Talk to them about All Days. Mm-hmm. Talk to them about your documentary that you got coming out. Mm-hmm. Talk to them about CurtBone TV. Mm-hmm. Let them know everything you have going on.
Okay, of course, All Days Clothing. Instagram is All Days Gear on Instagram. The website is alldaysgear.com. Also, I've got a podcast coming out. It's going to call Exchanging Jewels. Have a lot of mixed guests on there. I'm going to drop that in the middle of February, right after my birthday, February 12th. And the documentary is still in the preliminary stages. I hadn't even really started that. Just trying to format how I want to describe it, deliver it. We're part of how much I want to do, because I got different segments, the fashion, the streets, and then what I'm doing now. So I'm trying to figure out won't be all in one or some separate ones. So we haven't came up with that yet. But right now I'm doing a lot of focus on the podcast, Exchanging Jewels. I'm very excited about that.
Okay. Let them know your website address for everything too.
With the All Days website, that's it. alldaysgear.com. Also, the All Days Gear. And my email, I guess my email. Follow me on the Instagram. I keep all my information on there. That's the CurtBone, CurtBone_DC. And I keep all my information on there on Instagram.
I guess I'm following.
But that's what's up. Love, do you have anything else you want to add before we close this out?
Just one last question. Okay. Just one last question. What is anything that you want to share that we didn't ask you today? Like, what is your goal? What is that one thing you want to put out there?
Y'all covered a lot, and your question was pretty good too. I don't know. I guess nothing in specific I want to share. I just want with the entrepreneurship, support each other. All the black business. Don't do it just in talk. You know what I'm saying? Do it in action. Also, the entrepreneurs that's out there trying to get on their feet, you also got to be responsible in your brand, and what you're doing got to be up to par, because it's been cases where I've been to try to support a black business multiple times, and I'm gonna go back again, and sometimes they make it easy for you not to come back. So we got to be held accountable. So when people don't, when they want to support us, so both ends, support the black entrepreneurs, and black entrepreneurs present yourself the same way, the entrepreneurs you inspire present themselves to you.
That's the truth. That's really the truth. Well, once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Curtis CurtBone Chambers. Support him. All Days. Go support. Buy his gear. Buy his gear. Like he just said, we have to support one another. And support this channel too. Let's Do Lunch. Antoine Tillman. My lovely wife.
Live, love, and be inspired.
Thank you for tuning in. It's been another great episode of Let's Do Lunch.
Yeah. Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Lights, camera, action. I wanna hear about your passion. I wanna know what drives you. I wanna hear about the traction you've been gaining, all the lives you've been changing with every move. Wanna hear where you come from. Wanna hear where you headed to. Oh, you a boss, huh? Well, tell me what it costs, huh? Tell me about all the rewards. Tell me about what you lost, huh? Tell me how you got it all back when life tried to knock you off track. Tell me how you had to step up. Tell me how you had to fall back when everybody got ghosts. How'd you switch your approach when everybody else jump ship? How'd you keep things afloat? I wanna hear how you been making it work. How you out here breaking the curse? How you out here making it last? Where to find you if you wanted to search? Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Now around here we don't talk business, we just talk business. Got chef in the kitchen, whipping up something scrumplicious. Course Tillman came with the vision. Send war child on a mission. Add it up and watch it multiply. Subtract any and all division. Unless we're breaking down the bag. You know how I get when you making a check. Everybody screaming friends now. Nobody was here when we was breaking a sweat. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. Honestly, I wish my haters the best. Now let's get back to this platform. Tell the people how they can invest. Is it money or time you left for the grind that wake you up thinking hustle? Or the thought of how you had to struggle that make you do it off the muscle? Either way, just get it done, cause we don't want to hear no excuses. Don't get up, we're about to eat good. I had a chef bring lunch to you. Out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch.